Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of One Shot Wonders, a series where we explore new settings every month with a new cast every week. This month, we are in PlaneScape, going from Sigil and beyond, and I'm very excited to be here with this lovely cast today. So, how about we go around? Let's meet them. Guys, introduce who you are, who you're playing, pronouns for both, and then we'll go all the admin stuff and get into the game. So, let's start off with Will. Hello.
Hi, I'm Will, and I'll be playing Lorenzo. You may pronounce that however you wish, Lorenzo or Lorenzo. And he, him, and I'm a rogue thief human who works as a repo man now.
Awesome. Yep. Super legitimate business.
Totally. Yeah, I have cars and everything.
And next up, we have Alessa Vamp. Hello.
I'm Adriana. She, her pronouns for me and my character. I'll be playing Cataclysmia or Cat. And she is an archaeologist. Well, she was before she got stuck in the city of Sigil, and she's been there for a couple of years, and she's just trying to get back home to her wife.
Awesome. Yeah. You get stuck in Singleton sometimes. This happens. And next up, we have returning TK. TK.
It's me! It's TK! This week I am playing Talus Abala, who is a wizard well past her prime. I randomized a lot of her background and everything, so it's going to be really interesting to play her. This is going to be prime comedy material because I don't know what I'm doing, so we'll see how it goes. Oh, they, them.
Awesome. Be lovely to see what ends up happening. Yeah, I'm sure it'll be fine. And last but not least, of course, we have our reoccurring cast member, Kyle Stalwart. Hello.
Hello. I'm back again this week with Bootlip, the little Kenku, technically a bard, who's just been kind of bounced around in custody, him. And he's just chilling with his master, the collectorialist, and just trying to stay out of trouble or trying to have him keep him out of trouble. Not sure which at this point. But he's just chilling in Sigil.
Awesome. So, before we get into the game, let's go over all the fun Academy stuff. Check out our social links. If you're watching us live right here, best way to find us when we're not live. So we have over on Twitter where you can get into a game like this one. We also have our YouTube, which is catching up on all of our past games. So in case you want to catch up on previous One Shot Wonders or whatever other show, definitely check that out. As well, we have a Discord channel, which is super awesome community. It's a great place for you to learn different tabletop things, connect with other people who are just as passionate about tabletop gaming as we are. It's great. Definitely check it out. We are full-time. Thank you everyone for supporting us, whether that's through donating or subscribing or through our Patreon, where for as little as $1 you can get some really cool content and help us keep going every single month. Speaking of full-time, we also have merch. Merch is awesome. Wait, let me see. This is my One Shot Wonder notebook. It's the Gratitude Academy notebook. So if you want to get the lovely crest in your life, whether that's on a shirt, on a notebook, on a mug, whatever else, definitely check out our merch store because we have some really cool stuff over there. Also, a big thank you to our sponsors, Mage Hand Press and Burn the Storm, two really awesome groups. Burn the Storm does everything for charity, creating modules and content that you'll actually be seeing on the show in upcoming seasons really shortly. And Mage Hand Press, they're a group that creates supplements and other content for D&D. They're putting out their alpha or beta, I believe, of the Dark Matter system, which is a supplement to put D&D into space. You can see it on our viewer game, Argo 37, every week on Thursdays. Super awesome stuff. So definitely check them out. Give them a lot of love from us. And I think our last thing is the retweets. One of the best ways to support us is to share tweets about when our shows go live. And every 10 retweets we get, we hit a wild magic surge. And that's a randomly generated wild magic effect that comes from the community themselves. And it can be great, it can be bad, it can just be plain old hilarious. So definitely check that out and get that going. And I think that's everything. I think we're good. And so, wow, we're already at 10 retweets. Hoo boy! Good job, guys. Every 10, so if you want another one, I will be rolling that in a moment. But yes, let's dive into the game, shall we? Welcome to Sigil, a fantastical, strange, bizarre city, a neutral ground between all of the planes in the multiverse. However, Sigil, as fascinating, as multicultural it is, it's also somewhat of a cage, as the only way in and out to different planes is through port keys and doors, and those are a little hard to find or to come by. And so people have found themselves trapped in this city, doing what they need to do to get on with their lives. And some have thrived, and some are just looking for a way to get out. For those who have thrived, includes the collectorialist, a strange being that has taken up home shop within the streets of Sigil, more particularly the clerk's ward. And most of you here, our adventuring party, has come across a adventurers wanted notice, or it's basically adventurer slash mercenary slash whatever else would like to hire by the collectorialist, and it gives an address in the clerk's ward, and it promises rewards of money, gold, silver, copper, as well as a possibility of getting a port key. And so all of you, having kind of collected this information, make your way to the collectorial shop, a shop that looks very small from the outside. It's almost as if it's an afterthought between two other buildings, but as soon as you enter and you hear the little ding of the bell, there are shelves upon shelves that reach up almost endlessly high of strange objects. And while the space is still very narrow, slightly cramped, you can still see down and to a counter where you see two beings. One, a humanoid, perhaps. Faint, no real indication of gender or anything. This kind of yellowish glow coming off of them. And although they have bandages over what you would normally place their eyes to be, there are other eyes that are kind of placed elsewhere that kind of blink slowly. And this being smoking a pipe, perhaps not one that you've ever seen before. And they seem to be tapping the desk impatiently as the other being here, a Kenku, is sitting on the counter and playing with what looks like a small cube, but with several buttons and lights and stuff. So the three of you, Lorenzo, Kat, and Talis, you have entered into the collectorial shop. And this is what you see.
You all here for the same job?
I believe so.
Sorry, I'm muted. She sort of haughtily like sticks her chin up in the air, but she sort of like she doesn't really answer. You can assume that's a yes.
Why so many people should have just hired me, and I'll just go up to the desk.
I'm gonna follow him.
Talus is gonna look around the shop a little.
Okay. Yeah, you look around, and again, these are like the space between these two shelves basically, or it's like maybe just enough for two people to walk shoulder to shoulder. Very narrow again, and just the walls are just covered in shelves, and you just look, and a few things you may recognize from your some that you may have actually experienced using, some that you've only ever read in books, and even more that you've only heard the faintest of tales of. You see things like a picture frame, but every time you look at it, the picture's just slightly different. You see other trinkety items, like a pair of scissors, finely wrought iron. Nothing odd about it, just from looking at it, but you can. There's something odd, something off, when you try to see.
Is it something that I would necessarily consider worth investigating, or
I mean, like a bunch of the stuff in here is kind
or
of.
is it just weird? It's just
just-
PlaneScape weird.
Yeah, but it's PlaneScape weird.
Okay.
And a lot of these you would be able to tell just from being a fairly studied person. They're not native to Sigil. Like, a lot of these things are brought in from other places.
Okay. Yeah, she'll like casually kind of take her time getting back up to joining the rest of the group.
Yeah. And this being, now that you're much closer, it does radiate off this light. And as soon as you enter, it kind of straightens up. How can I help you, Hall?
I believe we are here to help you. We answer a notice. I'll fold it.
Ah, good. I was getting impatient as to, well, who would answer it, but the many eyes just kind of blink and take in all the three of you. Interesting. So, here for the job, are you, right? All three of you, and not customers?
No.
And kind of, Collectorus looks over at the Kenku. Says, Bootlip, would you lock the door?
Kind of looks up at him, puts down the cube, or like slams down the cube and hops off the counter and waddles over to the door. Comes back and picks the thing back up.
Is that necessary?
It's, sensitive information, you see. I'd rather have a conversation with the three of you without being interrupted. So, assistance in recovering a dear trinket of mine. You see, it was stolen the other day, and kind of gives a meaningful look at Bootlip.
Don't forget, keep hanging on.
Unfortunately, I was preoccupied with my own business when I had left the shop to Bootlip's supervision. And so I have no idea what this thief looks like or why they have any attachment to what they stole. However, as much as it doesn't have much monetary value, I have some sentimental attachment to it. So all I ask is for you to track down the thief and recover the item. A bonus if you deal with whoever is responsible. Is that clear?
There was mention of a key.
Figure kind of like leans forward on the counter. That is one of the possible rewards for your work. Of course, that's only if you recover what needs to be recovered.
What's the item that you lost?
And the collector kind of takes their pipe and just kind of taps out this strange black substance from it into like an ashtray. And it kind of snaps their fingers, and the substance, imagine what used to be leaves of a plant or some form, kind of forms itself into a small, what looked like to be a figurine of a person with a humanoid kind of person figure with a fox head. Kind of lifts it up between two fingers and places it on the counter in front of all of you. It's like I said, a trinket, but I'd hate for my collection to be incomplete.
Do you know who stole it?
Sorry?
Do you know who stole it?
Like I said, I have no clues as I was away.
Let's
Kinda
be
looks
honest.
over. Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
Oh no, that's okay. It just looks up at you. Let's be honest here. We're all getting a little depressed with all of this.
The collector frowns a bit. The other part of the job is that I would like the three of you to take Bootlip with you. You see, he's my apprentice. And well, the shop was under his supervision when the item was taken. Well, he just needs to get out of the shop sometimes and learn. He looks back over at Bootlip.
DM, is the collectionist a well-known figure in Sigil?
The collectoralist is fairly well known. Out of all of the places and all the shop owners and people who sell these kind of things or collect collectoralist, it's known to be if you want to get easy money or whatever, just go to them and they'll give you a task to collect on something.
In the case, I would ask, do you know who would be bold enough and brave enough to steal from you. You're a well-known figure in town.
Kind of straightens up as if, a little feeding into the pride a little here. That's a very good question.
I imagine you have securities in this place, safety precautions. Who will be good enough to get past all of that?
Well, I mean, wise not to underestimate the types of people around here, but I suppose, well, there's a few people that I could consider trespassers into here. Don't quite like what I do. Any of the people associated with some of the, and kind of gives a like a big of a half forced smile. The Marauder herself. I don't know why they would do something so petty like this. And all of you would know the Marauder refers to Shumeshka the Marauder. AKA one of the biggest power players here in Sigil. I don't imagine why she would ever stoop to do this, but other than that, I could imagine, yes. You see, I have a little bit of a competition with one of the other people here in the clerk's ward, you would possibly known him as Aluvius Druskin. Those are the people I could think off the top of my head. However, you could also perhaps ask around, see who's looking out at this time. I don't know. I'm not one for adventuring and investigating. That's what I hired you for.
Of course, they do say that you can measure yourself by the caliber of your enemies, and you seem to be in good company.
Well, I suppose that's a positive spin on it.
That's what I do. Also, here's my card. I do securities and white hat thievery, theft prevention, loss prevention. If you ever need to stop this from happening again.
I'm gonna try to grab the card.
You're going to try to grab it before.
Oh, absolutely.
The clock says okay. I just want to see this. Just make a dex, whatever. Yeah.
So of hand versus mine.
Yeah. Oh yes. No.
Oh,
That's just for Bootlip. Yeah. Bootlip. You immediately just grab it.
And I'll pull out the other 38 in my pocket. Yeah. Tuck it in there.
Here's another one. I'll do it with the other hand over the other side.
Oh. I'm okay.
The collector will take this. Yeah, the collector will take this between their two fingers. Place it under their desk. If that's enough information for all of you, I have some business to attend to in the back of the shop.
Where was it stolen from in the shop?
Pardon?
Where was it? From which part of the shop was it stolen from? Should we? And I look back at. You have introduced yourselves, right? So I know your name.
Yeah.
Cataclysmic?
Yeah. I have not introduced myself. I'm just like, yep, okay. I'm here.
Okay, so I look back at who I know to be Talisman Cataclysmic and say, is there anything you would like to see here or ask before we start tracking down this devious thief?
Well, it might be nice to know what the item does. If it does something, maybe then we can see who really wanted it.
kind of characteristics. I mean, there was no special property of it. It was just a small trinket. Little figurine from one of the, I believe, the plane of the Shadowfell. It was a gift from a friend.
So it wasn't magical or anything?
Not by any means, unless you decide to count that sentimental attachment as special.
Okay. I think that's all the information that we can get then. She's like very nervous. She doesn't know what she's doing.
Talus has just been standing and listening. When she says no, there's no magic, and Talus counts 3 people who've been hired to return this sentimental object. Can I insight that?
Oh yeah, totally.
Okay. Just
Alright.
Damn.
Nat 20. Oh, okay.
Is she just like playing with like a dragonfly, like sun catcher or something?
Yeah. Just you know, casually checking out the stuff in here. Oh yeah, the collectorial list is not being straightforward about this at all.
Is there any way that I can narrow down exactly what she is being dishonest about?
They definitely seem to be dishonest about there's no other property to it other than sentimental.
Okay. Do I also sense that it is a sentimental object and not just something that she wants because it is powerful?
It is a sentimental object.
Okay, so it's something she would notice if like all of us and it went missing. Okay. Talus will keep that to herself.
Right. Collector's kind of raises a bunch of its. if they had eyebrows, I'm not sure. But
oh, you're still here. That's weird.
Would anything be to learn to investigate the area where the thing was stolen?
If you would like to look at the actual shelf,
I would. Possible.
Yeah. Collector is kind of, again, like these shelves kind of go up beyond what you can see, but they kind of just seem to kind of reach your hand under the desk and press something, and you see a section of these shelves just kind of start to move, almost as if they were on like a chain or a belt or something. And you see it kind of scroll down until a shelf comes to a rest, now at your level. On it you see a bunch of other small figurines about the same shape and size as the one that they had created or modeled, except with different animal heads.
Can I I'm gonna cast Detect Magic.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. Detect Magic. What does it feel like when you how do you sense magic? Like, what does it look like to you?
Kind of like a glowing aura around an object if it's magical.
Okay. This entire place glows. It's like almost blinding. There's just so much like in this place. But if you kind of have to like squint your eyes to like look at this particular shelf. Yeah, all of the figurines definitely are magical. I'm trying to remember what the School of Magic is this thing.
Well,
Right.
the School of Magic
it-
is Hogwarts.
Yeah. It's oh yeah, they're necromantic.
Oh, fun.
Nice. Is detect magic only visible to the person who casts it? Okay.
Yeah.
Would Talus, as a wizard, is it a verbal spell? Does it have verbal components?
Detect magic? I don't believe so. Let me double check.
Verbal or somatic?
Yeah, it actually is. It's verbal and somatic.
Would Talus recognize that spell, like the way that she's casting it? Or is that something that you would consider like not like if you had a wand out right now and you were doing Wingardium Levioso, would I recognize that?
I guess that's what
I am asking so that if Talus
Yeah.
sees that she is casting something like that with the intent to investigate, maybe I could assist with like Arcana or something to like help her focus on what she'd want to find.
okay.
Is that a thing I can do?
I think you might be able to tell that she's casting a spell. And that, you know, I think you'd be able to tell that she's casting a spell, that she's figuring something out, and she probably has been. She kind of is seeing like the squinty eyes situation.
Okay.
She's not hiding. She's just like, what? Especially because everything is so bright at the moment.
Okay.
It's obvious she's looking for something.
Yeah. Then Talus will like step to her side and sort of like speak off to the side, just sort of a like as an assistance, as like, I wonder if there was a way they could have spirited it out of here or teleported, turned invisible, just so that like Cat can narrow down, because Talus already knows everything in here is magical. So maybe help Cat like narrow down exactly what she's looking for and not get so caught up in the auras.
Okay, yeah. So other than just casting detect magic, what's the purpose of detect magic for you, Kat? Is it just to check out, you know, what properties it has, or something?
Mainly, obviously, checking the School of Magic and if there's any way to know what it can be used for.
Okay, make an Arcana check on that. Yeah. Oh, geez, you guys are rolling so well.
Heck yeah, let's do it now when it doesn't matter.
As we're dying, rolls like a 2.
Yeah, waste our nat 20s for 0 combat.
Okay, so as you're kind of squinting at these figurines and you're going through, okay, what figurines, necromantic magic, what is this? And you're kind of piecing together in your head. Usually if a object has some form of necromantic magic, it's either to inflict some form of effect, or it's to hold some form of spell, or say necromancy, something to deal with somebody's life, force, soul, that fun stuff.
The fun of the dead.
Yep. Undead fun, dead things fun stuff. Yep.
Is there any way I know the tech magic has limits, but is there any way to see can I see if it was taken out of here by magical means?
You don't particularly see, well, with detect magic, you'd also be able to see if there's any, like, you know, teleportation things, but you would know that Sigil has a bunch of limiters on teleportation. That's just the structure of the city. It's the way that the Lady of Pain had created it. And there doesn't seem to be any circles or anything that kind of indicate, like, this is how I got out.
Okay. No markings that indicate that it was taken by any magical means.
Right.
Okay. Okay, I think that like what it might be used for would be the most useful thing. Unless Talus wants to like whisper like something else into Cat's ear.
She does not. Talus is secretly lost. She's picking things up and setting them down, but there's zero purpose to it.
I think that's all. Oh, can I check if there's any writings on the other little statues?
Oh yeah. You can if you'd like to pick it up, you can. Yeah, you pick up one of these little figures. This one has a little like a hawk or eagle head on it.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of examine it. So it's strange. It's very smooth black stone, which is very cold in your touch, as if it's sapping away some of your warmth. And as you kind of look, there's some engravings with on the bottom of it.
I believe I can read it because I have Eyes of the Runekeeper. I can read all writing.
Nice. All right, so this is written Celestial, but you can read it. And this one says Alluvius Ruskin.
Duskin?
Ruskin.
Ruskin. Did they all say different names on it?
Yeah, as you start kind of picking them up, they do have different names on them.
Bootlip's gonna jump down off the counter and kind of waddle over, see her like inspecting each individual little figure, and come over and kind of like slap her on the forearm. Be a peach and try not to pee on the rug. Just kind of like point at them and give her the old quit handling the merchandise kind of look.
Oh, okay, and I'll put it back. Okay.
Right.
That's all I got.
I have two questions. I've been keeping an eye on the collectionist while this is going on. How is he reacting as Kat and Talus are approaching all the figurines and touching them and interacting with them, reading the names?
They're watching very closely.
But at no point, like hot, cold type of reaction.
No, like very obvious. Just watching very carefully.
Yeah. And second question: can I approach the area where once Cat steps back to give it a rogue's look at the area? See if I notice anything that a physical type of stealing would have left.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
could do
So
an
investigation or perception?
Investigation works.
Okay. So there's been 2 natural 20s. So just leave it to me.
Nat 20 in the wrong place.
Technically, you still got it.
Technically, yeah.
You technically still got it, but it doesn't count. Yeah, things have been fussed around now. And no, you don't really see anything.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a Talus impersonation. I'm just like, like I know what I'm doing. Like I totally see things.
Yes, of course.
It is as I suspected.
Yes, he just. Yeah, so but you see the other person now. You know you're the one that's gonna have to polish these later.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'll go up to him and kind of like just tap him on the thigh in a very proper feminine voice. Try not to knock anything over, okay? I'll say it again. Try not to knock anything over, okay?
I'll try not to knock anything over, okay? I'll put it back. Don't be
And
freaked out.
immediately as you do, the shells shift again to hide away this one once more.
Everything I picked up, I put back slightly crooked.
Scoundrel.
Well, I don't know if you can learn anything else from here. Did you pick up anything? I look at Kat and Talus.
I think I have all the information I'm going to get here.
I think it's better if we search elsewhere. My garage door. Cool.
Kat is gonna start heading out. Not remembering that the door is locked.
You walk through the door and the door handle's locked.
Blue Lips waving the key and kind of looking up at the collectorialist.
Yes, I'm sure they're fine now. Go on, have fun. Don't get into any trouble.
I'm gonna run towards the door with the key held out. You best be going now. Go over and put the key in the door and open up the door and kind of like valet, wave for everybody to go out. You best be going now.
And she walks out embarrassed that she tried to open a locked door.
When Talus walks out, she glances down at Bootlip and is like, I hope that you continue to be exemplary at your job, and keeps walking.
Thank you for being quite the gem. Yep. I'll wait for all three of them to leave and
Her hips pop as she walks out.
Yeah, the collectorialist just gives a little wave as y'all exit out into the rainy streets of Sigil. And, well, it's almost always raining here. It's never quite explained how the rain goes all ways, considering that the streets curve upwards onto walls, ceiling. But yet you're immediately starting to get wet once more. This brownish, grayish rain.
Doesn't look like it, but at least it's better than mist. I was in a place that was mist all day long, all night long. It was horrible. I'm just glad I'm not there anymore. Sorry to be... Oh, now remembering. So where should we go? We have 3 names, possible names. What do
I'll
you think?
explain to them what I sensed from Detect Magic and let them know. He mentioned Aluvios as his competitor, and he had a statue with his name on it. Maybe another competitor took the statue with their name on it? She's like trying to throw stuff out there.
In the meantime, Talus is going to cast Mage Armor, and that's going to come complete with a wide-brimmed hat and umbrella.
And a nice tea.
I love it.
And a Long Island iced tea.
I love it. That's so good.
Thank you. I also love it.
I imagine like the long brim hat has like a veil.
Oh, absolutely. And it has like the tackiest little paper flowers, but they're like an illusion, so they're fine. But like it's really tacky. And the veil comes with like little rhinestones all in them, so they kind of sparkle. It's real bad, fam. It looks like it's straight from an antique store. But
It's
that's
what
gonna
she
up
wears
her.
to her ex-husband's funeral that mysteriously disappeared.
Oh, yeah, her fourth ex-husband. Absolutely. Yep, absolutely.
So yeah, so all of you now know that these objects had necromantic energies or magics on them, and that they had names on them, one of them matching one of the possible rivals / enemies of the collectorialist.
Well, we have two names. The first name, I personally don't remember. Then the Marauder, and then this Anubius Thraskin. I personally would not like to tangle with the Marauder. That doesn't seem like a good plan, not to start anyway. We have the other two, and we have confirmation here from Cat that the name was in one of the statues, so it's a good place to start as any.
Maybe with someone he knew? I don't understand why he would take the one that doesn't have his name on it.
Yeah, well, we could ask him. But I don't think walking in their front door and saying, hey, how about the statue? So, I don't know. At least it's raining.
I could, if we go to his place, I could cast Detect Magic and see if I find anything.
Yeah. That's better than killing them. Oh, depends on the situation.
Okay.
It's very situational killing.
Yeah, Talus like gives a side eye for a second, and he says, "Depends on the situation." She's like,
Okay.
"I guess so."
Would Kat know where Aluvius Ruskin be? Since she's been here for some odd years.
Yeah. You would. You would indeed have an idea as to where Olivia Ruskin is. Let me check through my notes. The shop that he owns, Steven's Antiquities. It's pretty noticeable within the guild hall, or the market ward rather, which is a neighboring ward to the clerks. But you can kind of point it out as a green tower with like a tower made out of green marble.
Let's go there.
Yeah, Talus will see that. Can we see it from where we are? Like this giant tower? I guess it's like a donut, so
it is a donut.
Everything.
So you can kind of see most things. It's not super close, but you can kind of like, you kind of have to look around the curves a bit. And
I'll point it out, like.
Yeah, it's up on like. It's really hard for me to have a flat map,
and then actually up.
Yeah, I have a flat map of it, and I'm just, my brain's trying to convert it donut formation. No, yeah, it's you can kind of see it peeking up on the same kind of level that you are, so it's not on the ceiling part.
Yeah.
Compared to you.
So Talus definitely did not walk here. She's gonna like signal for whatever Palanquin gave her a ride here. And she's going to come. We'll be done by time for mimosas. Yes, you please. Yes, I have the jinx. Yes, please. Are there any palanquins nearby?
Yeah. What does this palanquin look like?
Oh my god. So this is like a fantasy Cadillac. It's got like
this became New Orleans.
Yes, it's got like two very rough and tumble shirtless tieflings like hauling the front of it with like the big wheels in the back and everything. One axle's kind of off because it's public transit, but whatever. You take what you can get. And there's like a very like roughshod roof on it, but she's got like a big hat, so whatever. And she'll climb onto it and she'll pat beside her.
Yeah, I'm up there.
Yeah, I'll get up there.
I'm up there flapping your veil away
The
from
veil.
my face.
Yeah.
We end up just all inside the veil.
Magic. Yes, everybody's.
Would be.
She's 6 feet tall, so
Oh,
and she's very long waisted, so she's like a mom, like with her big hat. You just like under
Wait, I
the
can imagine
under the giant
like a
derby hat.
chicken, like a
Yeah.
chicken with the
Oh
broom.
yeah, and she's got like a giant derby hat and everything. So she's just like yes, and she just like puts her like skeletal arms around you because she's kind of shaped like Yzma from the Emperor's New Groove.
That's exactly who I thought about when you were like, oh yeah, blue eyeshadow, purple lipstick.
Oh, that's so good. Okay, so as you climb into the pelican, yeah, Bootlip, you've never been in one of these, despite having lived here for a while. You're muted, I think.
Oh yeah, still muted. Okay, I muted myself again after unmuting. Gonna walk up and poke the wheel and look up at very inviting skeletal grandma, and go up and poke one of the buff tieflings. And what does it do?
This very buff tiefling dude just kind of like looks down.
Well-oiled tieflings.
Very well-oiled tiefling.
A little bit of body glitter.
Gonna poke it, and then look up at Talus, and then look back at the tiefling, and ooh, shiny.
Yeah. Like I imagine the raindrops are just pooling on their skin because like they're so well oiled that they're like waterproof now.
This is how they get
They're
away with
both-
not
They're
wearing
both
like
shaped
raincoats.
like the Rock. They're both shaped like the Rock.
After poking, I'll start to climb up, and as I'm climbing up, I'll do like a little, I don't know, pigeon giggle. Ooh, shiny.
Yeah.
Climb up.
They're like Kronk. Imagine all of this like Kronk and Yzma.
Yeah.
This is very good. Yeah.
So we're stealthing?
Oh,
I don't
you're
think
in
you can
the
stealth.
pelican. I don't know
It's
about
hard
that.
to stealth.
You
I imagine if we
buff
are
glitter.
stealthing, both tieflings are singing some sort of stealth music.
Humming 007 theme?
I'm done. I'm done. I'm finished. That's the last of it, I promise.
I don't believe you, TK. Also, as you enter into the pelican, that will be when our first Wildmaster surge strikes. I rolled the D4 to see which of our players it goes to, and it's going to you, TK. I don't know what it's a 610.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
So
Are you
1D,
gonna send me my cheat command? Oh, okay.
610. Nope, I meant to send that to you.
Thank you.
Didn't do. There we go. You can just copy paste that.
Thank
Um,
you.
Again, Wildmaster's table has been created by a community. If you want to add to it, go over to the Discord and go into our suggestions box and throw those in there, and you'll possibly see them happening. And again, they can be good, they can be bad, and they can just be plain old funny and weird.
If anything happens to my baby oil tieflings, I'm rioting. I'm gonna burn this whole city to the ground.
Tieflings first because they're oiled.
Mm.
Oil, but resistance to fire, so they should
Yeah.
be.
Interesting.
It'll be
Teflon?
fine. It's fine.
Teflon tieflings?
What
Okay,
is it?
This is perfect.
They'll just
No.
warp it.
Okay.
I'm not ready.
As you step into the Pelican Talus, you feel this kind of like tingle of magic. This is not just any Pelican, this is a special one, where you can now control the arms and hands of the two tieflings.
What? That's awesome. This is the best.
And it's you can kind of feel like kind of this weird ghostly thing of like you can feel how their arms and hands are, what their arms and hands are feeling.
If I go like this, are they gonna go like this?
If you focus on it, you can, yeah.
I will focus on it, and they're both gonna like raise up one arm and like flex their biceps a couple times, and she's going, okay, back to business.
It's a manual transmission.
Yeah, then
Were
we'll
you
keep going.
supposed to be like a nun?
I mean, she was. Kinda. Not anymore.
So yes, and you can now control for the next 4 hours.
Oh, that's awesome.
Control the hands of these tieflings.
Excellent. Yeah. So she's going to command them to go. Like, let's go.
They look a little confused at the.
Yeah. We're gonna
But-
spend 4 hours of them crushing watermelons with their biceps.
Time well spent.
Thank you.
But yeah, so the Pelican kind of takes off with these two buff tieflings at the helm of it down the streets of Sigil. And as you pass through the clerk's ward and the various people that are here, it's almost as if there's a transition between wards. It's always this kind of situation where there's a strange gray zone where they seem to kind of bleed into each other before they shift completely. And you see kind of the very smooth buildings and fairly well kept buildings of the clerk's ward kind of fade into this more almost rustic, more bricks and mortar buildings that belong to the market ward. And immediately you're now starting to see vendors on the streets. You start to see carts and other things being sold, strange, clothing, foods. The smells kind of mix and mingle with the dampness of the air. As the green tower gets closer and closer. And soon enough, the Pelican stops at the base of this tower. And you see a sign, kind of placard, in this kind of black iron that says Tivum's Antiquities.
I've got questions if you've got answers. I'm looking at the place like, man, is this it? This is the guy, right?
Talus is the first person out of the palanquin.
Okay.
My horn gets stuck in your veil. Shit.
Yeah. And she'll just pay the man.
Pay them. I'll make it so that if you would like, you can get them to stick around, so that if you need a ride afterwards.
Yeah, Talus will get them to stick around.
Okay.
If they start to try and drive off, she'll make it so that their hands can't grip the handles.
Too oiled.
Yeah, it's too much baby oil. I've seen Fast and Furious. I know what's up.
Yeah. One way or another, you can get them to stick around.
It just goes squish, squish, squish.
Oh, God.
Sorry. I said I was done, but I wasn't.
Never
Well,
stops,
that
okay?
was
Yeah, I'll get out, give them a look up and down, and give them an approving wink at their job and their oiliness, and then just follow Talus.
Cappy's
Yes.
kind of like, thank you.
I'm gonna walk over and poke the same tiefling, and then Talus's voice. Thank you for being exemplary at your job. And then walk back over. Oh.
Wait, Talus will. Like she takes it as what it is, and then she's, you know what? Okay, I'm okay with it.
Right, so you guys are at the front door of this tower. It's a couple stories tall, not huge, but definitely the green marble stands out among it. That makes it stick out among the rest of the buildings here. Yeah, and wooden door, a solid wooden door. But there seems to be kind of smoke coming out from within the building. It seems somebody's home or somebody's here.
Talus will knock on the door.
You knock on it, and the door just kind of clicks open.
Talus will enter. This is an establishment of business. It seems fine.
Cat follows, kind of hiding behind Talus and like everything she's wearing.
Her magic church umbrella and everything.
Cat's like 5 foot and half an inch.
Perfect. Perfect. Yeah, Talus will come in and hello.
Yeah, and you enter into the shop. In some ways, it's a little similar to the collect toilets, shelves with items, but it's certainly less cramped. It's a little more suitable for business.
What would you say is the vibe that this magic grandma gets from this antique store?
That's a phrase.
Who?
Sitting on your Long Island.
Yeah, her magic Long Island iced tea.
What kind of vibe?
With her giant Cruella de Vil raincoat.
This feels more like a shop.
Okay.
This feels like, it's an actual place of business.
Okay.
And it's a kind of nice and pretty homey. Everything's made out of wood here. Like the floors, minus the walls. Like the floors and the shelves are made of this dark wood. This kind of smell of a fireplace that you can't see.
It's a very sophisticated antique shop.
Yes.
Nice. She'll come in, she'll touch a couple of little items and try to just get like a feel for the atmosphere of this shop. Does this shop feel... The other shop felt very like, skeezy? Whereas this shop feels a little bit more open, like they have less to hide. Does she, or it is decorated in that way? Does she get that general... Are there employees that she can see? Can she get like that general like feeling from this place? Or
yeah, so there are actual other people in here. Either you see a couple of them doing the same thing, milling and looking about. And there's another, you see like a human woman that seems to kind of be assisting, presumably an employee. So yeah, so it's definitely more open, less like a compulsive hoarders.
Yeah, less like we're 3 months behind on our rent booth at the Peddler's Mall, and more like a Christian bookstore.
We'll go with that, yeah.
Got little... There's like where do you hide the Lady of Pain memorabilia in the back? So she'll wait to get somebody's attention, but she'll make very like pointed eye contact.
Making very pointed eye contact. Yeah, very pointed eye contact. It's one woman who's been like assisting this couple of Gazaki, you think. When she kind of like she keeps like catching your eyes, she keeps doing like that. As she kind of going back and forth, like being like, "1 moment, please."
Talus will allow her features on her face to get like more and more annoyed looking, and she will start, if she gets the chance, she will start standing uncomfortably close to the couple.
Like slowly making your way over.
I would like to cast personal space.
You're up against a level
I
5
am in it.
grandma. She is.
There's no space against a level 5 grandma.
the deadliest of foes.
Yeah, you just get slowly closer.
Uh-huh. She'll start to like look off in like the distance and just. Oh, goodness, service isn't what it used to be.
Yeah, what are the rest of you doing? As Talus is just, being passive-aggressive suburban mom to these.
I'm just looking at what type of items they sell that they have out.
Oh yeah, you see like a few interesting things. You see a small little skull made out of metal. A couple, pieces of armor, weaponry, stuff like that.
So do they seem more like just battle things, like battle armor and weapons, or any actual magical like components and items?
Oh, you definitely think they're likely special in some way, magic effects, other things like that, enchanted upon them, perhaps. Like the armor itself, when you kind of look at it, it's almost as if it's complete. The Vanta black, like the completely blackish black. That's kind of what you see with this one, like. It's like currently, because of the way you can only tell it's armor because it's on a mannequin.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, it'd be like,
just a void.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and just cast Detect Magic again. Which I can do at will, guys. I do not expend a spell slot, so I can do this all day long.
That's nice. Yeah, Talus's whole thing is that she wants the clerk to focus on her.
Yeah.
Yeah. As I see Talus doing that, I'm gonna walk by and in a stage whisper so that the clerk can hear as well. Or should I go to the collectioners first? And just walk on.
It's ridiculous.
I love this. Okay. So yeah, as you cast Detect Magic, Cat, this is a this armor, it seems like there's no additional enchantment to it. It's as if the material itself has some form of ability to it. And if you kind of touch it, you can sense that it's chain, but it's extremely light. Like, you poke it almost as if there's nothing there. And
the rest of the store light up? Like,
the rest of the store lights up too.
Guys, I'm blind again.
It's less blinding than the collectorless, just because everything's a little more spaced out. So there's actual like breaks in the auras. But yeah, this is full of magical stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
And Talus, sorry.
No, go ahead.
And Talus and Lorenzo, as you do your whole situation, the clerk finally is kind of to the couple. If you need help, just let me know. I need to attend to some other customers. Thank you. And just kind of turns to Talus and, I am very sorry, ma'am, for the wait. How can I assist you?
There's a gift that I'm looking for, and I just can't seem to find anything that I like. Could you please assist me? It has to be perfect. It simply has to be perfect.
Of course. Could and kind of looks at the Are it's the rest of these people with you?
No, it's like, do I look like I'm? Oh my goodness, what must I look like?
I mean no offense. I was just hope if there were other people with you, we could possibly assist. We could possibly assist with them as well. But of course, if you're here by yourself,
I mean, if you have something else you see is more important than helping me, then I totally understand.
Oh no. Of course, the customer always comes first.
Okay, well, you worried me for a second there. This is very important. Could you please, with me, to this corner over here? I was looking at some of these Palanquin license plates. What do you think of this one? And she'll just start like holding up things.
Too fast, too granny.
Okay, so are you trying to distract the
I am
clerk?
trying to distract her.
Okay. Yeah.
As she does that, I'm gonna wanna walk around, see if I can sense the same magic presence that I did in the little statues.
Okay. Yeah, you kind of walk around. You're not getting the same kind of necromantic ping. Several other things in here, but nothing similar to the aura of the figures.
Bootlip's got to kind of walk over in the opposite direction of Talus, kind of get the gist of what's going on, and just start going into an aisle, and then yell back over his shoulder, "Are you sure she had crabs?" Kind of like yelling to Talus, like, are you sure this is what this is the right place? I'm not so sure we're gonna find what we're looking for. And then
I saw something perfect in the window, dear, and then she's doing it very like offhanded, like, ugh, don't even think of him, focus on me.
Okay, I'm gonna need a persuasion of performance from Talus to try to keep the clerk attention on.
Yeah, with my one charisma. Okay, let's do persuasion. Please don't screw me over. That is not what I meant to do.
There
we go.
An 18.
I accidentally clicked it and was like, whoa. But yeah.
There you go, with an 18. Yeah, she like for a second, and the clerk kind of does like a quick glance, but immediately goes back to you.
Excellent. Awesome. As long as I can keep her focused on me and how unpleasant I am, she won't think it's weird that like other customers have like run away.
Skedaddle to get away from this awkward situation. All right, yeah. So Bootlip, as you've kind of gone into another aisle, and you kind of shout back, you turn around, and you're almost face to leg with another person. This is a older tiefling man. Has these great kind of ram-like horns and a pair of spectacles that kind of sit on the end of his nose. And he's peering at things, and then he kind of looks down. Oh.
No.
His big kangaroo eyes. Do you need any assistance, little one?
Oh my heavens, I am just famished.
I love it.
Oh. Well, don't have much food here. But if you're looking for items, board keys, I have those.
Minor illusion, a little hologram of the of the figurine.
He kind of tilts his head a bit.
All trash is someone's treasure.
That's interesting. I do not have something like that here. I have other little figurines though. If and he says, "Oh, how would me?" He kind of kneels down and like sticks out his hand. I'm the owner of this place, Olivia Ruskin, and you are?
Hey, Bootlip.
Oh, you're such a curious little, kind of curious little creature, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
And Olivia kind of says, yeah, sorry, I don't have something like that around here.
Then I will give him a little salute and saying that name of that fucking door. Don't forget, keep hanging on. Just like doing about face and walk and then go down another aisle where nobody's at.
Okay, yeah. What's Lorenzo doing?
Lorenzo is having so much fun figuring out when this is going to go pear-shaped. Looking at Cat walking around like deer in headlights, looking at Talis doing whatever the hell Talis is doing, and then I hope I recognize who this Ruskin fellow looks like, and then see Bootlip coming to him, and oh my god, now? Is it now? No? Walk away? Okay, good. Okay. And just keep an eye out on both Cat, Talis, and Bootlip. I need an extra eye. And keep an eye on all of them and see when things are going to shed so I can be there to try and do something.
Just give me a general, like...
Yeah, I'm just walking around looking at this so I can look past this so I can see Talis, so I can pick this up so I can look past it and see Cat. Just trying to mitigate whatever the hell's going to happen. But that's not going to work. But that's what I'm trying.
Perfect. Yeah, you're just being ever vigilant.
Yeah, and getting a crook on my neck.
And as you're kind of keeping an eye out, Lorenzo, as you're kind of the one in the middle, not really doing anything other than looking out, the door opens. And in steps a couple of people. You think they're Githvaki just from the looks of them. And you would know them, Lorenzo, just kind of offhandedly. They're people who tend to stick around the lower wards. However, these people are known to be, well, at least to you, under one of the many, many thumbs of Shumeshka the Marauder. They're armed, and they're kind of looking around.
Is Bootlip near me?
Yeah, Bootlip, you see, has kind of scurried off into another aisle.
Okay, I'm gonna start moving near Bootlip, and as soon as I'm within earshot, I'm gonna say, hang in there.
I'm like, what the fuck is that?
There's trouble. Trouble.
Out of sight, out of mind. I'm gonna kind of get down real low and give him a thumbs up and kind of try to stealth towards a place that's not towards the main area, towards the main area, like back, hiding in the library at the end of the aisle, away from the librarian's desk.
And since there's no way to do anything with Talus is the way that she's being, I'm gonna go over to Kat and see what I can do over there. And
She's
as
just
they're
looking
coming in,
around, not
I'm
even
just gonna,
paying attention to what's going around.
yeah, I'm gonna hang out near you in case there's a fan and a bag of food nearby, and it starts to come closer.
Yeah, Bootlip is no big issue because you're kind of pretty far away from this, so you just kind of.
I want to make sure Lorenzo saw that I was good. Good thumbs up. Thank you.
It's like peer out of the aisle.
My man, speaking my language.
So while Talus is annoying this clerk and trying to keep a slight eye on her friends, does she see like Lorenzo, or not friends, but companions? Does she see Lorenzo speak to each one in turn?
Yeah, Lorenzo kind of seemed to, from where he was, kind of just chilling out, seemed to have gone back and come back out, and then now to Kat.
Okay. Is there at any point where Talus can make eyes with him just for a minute to try and get an idea of what's happening?
Yeah, sure. With that earlier performance check, you kind of have the clerk.
Okay. That's good.
So.
She's just holding up seashell towel rack holders and things like that. She's like, "What do you think? What do you think of this? Is this tacky?" If Talus makes eyes with Lorenzo, what does Lorenzo silently communicate to her is going on?
I point away from the people that came in, and I go like this.
Yes.
To point at them.
Okay, yeah, okay.
And then there's nothing that is not obvious. So yeah, that's all I can do. Because I didn't make a freaking magic character.
No, it's
so
okay. I have nothing that's not set everything on fire spells apparently. So I can't even do ascending or anything to you. It's just how do I function like a normal person? So Talus.
Oh well, if you can see me, my hands on my dagger when I'm going like this.
Okay. Talus will turn in a wide circle and just nothing looks good around here, and her eyes will scan the room as she's doing it before she comes back and looks at the clerk. What does she see when she does that?
Yeah, so now that you're kind of taking this, oh man, yeah, you see these two very well armed Gisaki mercenaries perhaps that have stepped into the shop.
Oh no.
And currently they're kind of, one of them's hanging out by the door.
Ooh, bad news bears.
As the other is kind of starting to kind of slowly walk around, just kind of poking things. Not with any gentleness, it's kind of, yeah.
Oh, do they look like they're here to see the shop owners or here to see us? Have they taken any interest in Lorenzo or Kat walking around or anything like that? Or do they seem like they're just biding time until they can get to speak to the shop owner?
They haven't made any aggressive notions towards Lorenzo and Kat.
Okay. Do they seem like they've noticed them at all?
Yeah, it seems like they've probably, taken in.
Okay, maybe dismissive. Talus will continue to take up the shopkeeper's time then, because it's kind of I don't have a strategy for this, and I'm afraid if I leave you alone, you will be intercepted, and they'll get the statue before we can. So I'm just gonna. She will step between them, sort of more oh, look at these. What do you think of this? I never read these when I'm on the privy, but my husband might like them. And step between their eye line and the clerk.
Yeah, you
actually before I do that, I'm gonna step and allow it enough that the clerk might be able to see them. Like as she directs the clerk's head around, like while watching her, like so that the clerk is watching her, she's gonna check and see what kind of reaction the clerk has if she sees them.
Yeah. So so as you do this, make me an insight check on the clerk.
Yeah. Let's. I used up all my good ones, guys. So pray for me.
17.
I did it.
Yeah. So you definitely look, and as she kind of turns her head to see, to follow you, her eyes kind of linger, on these two figures that have just walked in before turning back, and yeah, there's definitely kind of a sense of unease.
I don't know how to interpret that. Darn it. Tell me more about these fuzzy toilet covers.
Kat just goes over to her and is like, I don't, since there's nothing here, I don't know if we're in the wrong place. Or she doesn't know. She doesn't know what's going on behind her.
How far does your senses stretch when you do what you're doing? How far can you see?
I believe.
Or sense?
30 feet? Is it 30?
It says the range itself. Within 30 feet of me.
Okay. As I've seen Kat walk around the shop, does the shop have enough back room that her 30 feet wouldn't have covered it?
Well, yeah, you're kind of on one floor of this tower.
Oh.
Tower,
Right.
crap,
It's a
yes.
tower.
Yeah. Well, how about second floor? Men's. Wanna go up?
Yeah, let's go up.
Join the party. Yeah, you.
Party.
Oh no! As I'm going, I'm gonna see if I can see Bootlip, and just go like. "Brr."
These kind of shiny black eyes at the end.
With the reflective like eyes.
I'm gonna hold a finger up and fuck. Okay, so I know the Githyanki are in here, or Grithsrai, whatever one they are. I'm gonna quietly run up to Lorenzo and shit. Not literal shit. So I'll say there's always a cave lagoon behind a waterfall, and kind of wait for him to come with me.
Just send Cat up. Crap.
And
Okay, well, shit.
Okay.
Well,
I'm just gonna follow Bootlip.
okay. Okay, cool. Okay, so. Well, in my view, I was hired to recover this. So I'm gonna walk up to I'm gonna walk up to the two thugs that came in and strike up a conversation about the weather or whatever item is nearby. And with deep scans, I'm gonna see if they pick up on what I'm actually asking, which is, so, professional courtesy. What the hell?
Yeah,
Should I not be here?
yeah. So you strike up this conversation, which has this hidden meaning of, is something wrong?
Are we both on the same job? What's happening?
And the one that's just standing by the door, kind of, raises an eyebrow and returns the conversation about the weather. But underneath, basically says, no, you're doing the right thing. Just play along with it.
No, I'm pretty good at card games. Okay. And I'll join bootleg back with Kat as Talis is still doing her Sunday morning drama
Just being the literal worst.
impersonation. And I'm gonna follow Bootleg because he seems to know us by now.
Well, yeah, as soon as Lorenzo would have started walking over towards the Gith, Bootleg would have put arm wing around Kat, since they're about the same height, and just kind of like scurried off down the aisle, and he's like pointing, if she's willing to go with him, just kind of fervorously pointing. He had an epiphany. And it's going to lead her back around the back of that aisle and down the one that he was in before with the older gentleman, the older tiefling.
Yeah.
And he's going to look at Kat and point at the older gentleman and show her the illusion like he showed him. And shit, I'm so limited here. Yeah, just all trash is someone's treasure. And point at the little fucking figure, and then point at him. I've got questions if you've got answers.
I'm gonna start walking to the guy, just looking back and just and I'll just walk up to who I'm assuming is Luvius.
Yep. Kind of turns from him, seems to be wiping down something. Hello, how can I assist you?
Yes. She'll start speaking in Infernal to him.
Okay, yeah.
I'm looking for something very specific, and as she's talking, she's going to cast Fey Presence and try to charm him.
Okay. Do I need to roll anything, or?
I believe so. Let me double check. A wisdom saving throw. It's a DC 15.
All right. 21.
Oh God! Did you get that? Not work. Okay. Did not work. Hopefully.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, he seemed friendly enough. She just kind of, but he kind of says,
for something.
Yes.
It was she's very nervous. She's used to dealing with like dead people and tombs because she's an archaeologist. It's about this big and it's black. It's from the Shadowfell, and I need it for a specific ritual and spell that I'm doing. Which is funny because she has a really high charisma.
Yeah, I'm gonna need like a deception check on that.
It's gonna be funny if it works. Oh.
All right, so with a 13, he kind of just says, "I'm sorry, I don't have that. Someone else was looking for that earlier as well. Don't carry those. Don't carry those type of things."
Can I do an insight check?
Oh yeah, sure.
It's a little higher.
He's not lying about not having it.
Does he seem like uncomfortable that I'm bringing it up?
He is. He does seem uncomfortable that you're bringing it up.
Okay.
But he's not lying about
not having it.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm just gonna be like, okay, thank you. And then she'll walk away. Very sorry.
Yeah. And before you completely step away, he says, and still in Infernal, he says, just a warning, if you are hoping to use that for a ritual, you might want to look for a substitute. That type of thing is not something to be trifled with.
Okay. Thank you. And she'll walk where Bootlip was and just be like, just kind of tell him what happened. That basically that she knows that he doesn't have it, but he knows about it.
Thank you for being quite the gem.
She's happy she could help with something.
Then I guess we'll go back around. By that time, Lorenzo's probably done talking with the Gith and coming back to us. So we'll just.
And I'll let him know what Lorenzo wants to meet up with him. What happened?
Okay. I think we better leave. Something's gonna go down, and I don't know if we want to be here. We have 2 other places to visit, and by all indication, whatever is not here, we should probably leave before the clerk actually kills Talus, or tries to anyway. I've seen that look in other people's eyes. It's gonna get bloody. I don't know which side I'm on, so we should probably leave.
Okay.
At this point, Talus, as you've been chatting with the clerk and continually kind of, trying to, it got to the point where this one Gith that's been walking around and, touching things, there's a crash behind you. And if you look behind, you see that this Gith has just knocked over an entire display of jars filled with liquids and preserved things onto the floor.
Okay. Talus will immediately, oh my goodness, you poor dear! And she'll pull out a handkerchief and start going to examine his hands and arms and see if he's cut himself. She'll make a big show of it too.
Okay, I need a performance check to see.
Need a mother's touch.
A performance or deception check to just kind of be like,
oh boy, this is gonna be bad. Let me do performance.
You guys are rolling real well today.
Can't get past a granny with a hanky. And she'll and then rub it on the backs of his hands and stuff. And you never know what's in these types of things. You could get any number of diseases. You poor thing. You poor thing.
This name looks more confused than anything.
You girl, fetch your manager.
She immediately just kind of.
Oh no, the manager.
Kind of runs.
I want to speak to the manager right now.
Right, fetch your manager. Just basically look, the jig is up. We gotta go. If it wasn't time before, it's time now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
so she'll distract the Gith from the clerk by putting Hello Kitty band-aids on him. I'm sorry. No. Hello. What are they? The Tessarim.
Hello, Tessarim.
Hello, Tessarim. Little winged kitty band-aids.
Oh, so good. Yeah, you do this, and the clerk immediately scurries off. And those of you who are about to make your way up to the stairs, you see the clerk kind of run it and dash into the aisle where the tiefling man was. And you can hear a very hushed conversation.
Okay, if Bullip and Cat are not walking, I am freaking shivving them out. Because I've done what they did, and we need to not be here.
I have a dagger out at this point, just kind of. Now that he's ushering me out and we're on our way out, I'll point at we can take him. We can take him.
just let me loose, man. Just let me loose.
Walk out, see 2 fully armed Githyanki get a dressing down from an 84-year-old woman. Just you need to be more careful in this store.
Are you trying to head to the door or up further into the tower? What's
I think there's
shit,
like
I
a
don't know, man.
Kishanki at the door.
Yeah, he's right at the door.
Well, if the door's blocked, then might as well go up, I guess. And I'll go near Talus. Like, Gran, what are you doing? Just leave the poor man alone.
Oh, Larry, he seems to have hurt himself.
We all have our own pains to bear. Just let him be. Come on, there's a whole another second, third, fourth floor. We can find your doilies.
Oh, do you think I could find my doilies? I don't know where I put them.
I'm sure. I'm sure we'll find them.
Oh,
Come on, hon. Come on.
oh, I
I'll put
hope
my
they
arm
have
out.
the good crystals. And she'll just sort of like delicately pat the Githyanki's hand and wander off.
And I'll thief scan to either of the Githyanki that can see me. Just do what you need to do. We'll be out there. We won't be in your way.
Better not get stuck with a murder.
I won't. We'll be fine.
Oh my gosh.
Besides, there could really be some magic doilies up there. Who knows?
Snap,
Maybe
you
they
really
do have
think
the
there's
good crystals.
Oh, snap! The Minza Baranzan crystals.
I think this quest just changed into how much trouble we can avoid, how quickly, and how fast it will catch up to us.
Just leaving trails of potential trouble behind us.
Yes.
Fuck this shit.
To go find a tea set.
Yeah, so you climb up this set of stairs that kind of spiral up onto the second floor. And again, another kind of room with aisles of shelves. It's like sort of slightly different, a little more, a little less vintage store, a little more macabre. A few more kind of, yeah, you know, little unsettling items. Some various skulls with gems inset into them of different creatures. There's some full sets of skeletons happening here too.
As we're going up the stairs, Bulip's just gonna be laughing. Then we get to the top and we look up at Lorenzo and go, in Talos' voice, "Oh, Larry."
That actually really did hurt.
Oh, Larry. And I did it like 4 times in a row. Oh, Larry.
I'll keep trying to catch the text.
I'm laughing along, but I'm crying inside.
All right, you cast detect magic again. So the second floor is also has now a counter too. You know, just using this is where people actually purchase their items. And while you kind of still get the pings and everything, you're getting a very strong sense from within this desk.
Is there someone at the desk?
There is someone at the desk. Another kind of clerk. Modern Tanasi, you think?
Well, clerks are Talos' favorite enemy, so
It's
I'm
true.
stepping away from this.
Talus's umbrella, she has now like formed into a cane, like just like through, because it's mage armor, she's just gonna shape it however she wants, so it's sort of a cane now, and she'll just like lean up against the door. These stairs, and like kind of totter into the, and she's like a little hunched, and she totter into the room. Just please, could you, the doilies, I was told there were doilies on the on the next floor. Could you please help me? And she'll like reach out like her little hand to be assisted.
Yeah, the court kind of like looks around to see if anyone else here knows that it's the only two-person shift today, and just kind of heads over to you.
My husband used to get me the nicest doilies, and she's like, there's spider silk, sand spider silk, ice spider silk. Oh, just the fanciest things you've ever seen. It's like leading them along. Just you'll help me pick out the best ones, won't you?
It's just like, I can sure try, ma'am.
Oh, thank you. Murph Franklin was so sweet. He picked me out the best doilies. Oh, I need to
Grandma
have them
strikes
by
again.
Troll Tide.
As
Grandma
Alice does her thing, I'm gonna try to like signal to Lorenzo like the desk, like
Yeah.
as best as she
so
can.
Cat's doing his her thing. Bullet is doing whatever. What is Bullet doing?
Just watching this spectacle go down.
Just hanging out? I know, right?
Yeah, I don't even
I'm
know.
tempted.
I don't want to interfere. I mean,
I'm just gonna slowly move and wait for an opportunity for the clerk to start losing his will to live, and I'm gonna get behind the desk and go like, and just give it a quick check.
All right.
Use action and bonus action, fast hands, cunning action.
Check
Just
all
give it
of them.
a quick look and see if I find anything, and then
Right.
behind the
Roll me
in front of the desk.
investigation. Just-
I want to give him more time with that too. Just be like, oh, and like pick up like tea saucers and like rattle them so that the clerk is forced to focus on me, so that it gives Lorenzo more time to look.
Does he get advantage if I point where he should be looking?
Well, I still roll kind of extremely average.
Well,
Yeah. So, thankfully, with the additional time, you are able to kind of go through things. So within this, there's a bunch of drawers and stuff. So you kind of rifle through. One of them is kind of a bunch of papers, documents, records, dealing with the shop's everyday business. You open up another one, other stationery. But of interest to you that you find is a box, kind of fairly plain, flat wooden box. And this is where you're getting a lot of the magic from.
Cat's just
Cat. But alongside that, within the desk itself, you can see what looks like to be a hidden compartment, but it's locked.
The rogue's enemy, a mystery. God damn it!
You can attempt to.
I can. Okay, I'll use my action to stow away the box. Does it give me any inkling or feeling about whether I should put it in my bag or if I should put it in my
It's
person?
kind of,
Like, should it touch me?
You think you should probably put it in your bag.
Yeah, I'll tuck it in my bag. That's my action. And my bonus action, I'm gonna, with my other hand, try to unlock the
Right, sleight of hand.
thing magic. Sleight of hand, no, thieves tools.
Oh, thieves
Thieves
tools,
tools
yes.
with dexterity.
Nice.
Maybe,
Yeah, with the 18,
maybe.
you kind of have to duck under. You have to kind of duck a little to get the right leverage underneath. It's kind of weird situation, but with the bot time and the distraction happening, you feel that satisfying click as this compartment unlocks. and as you kind of, you feel like that false bottom kind of give, almost. So you kind of have to like catch it with underneath and just kind of be like, okay, casually slide this out. And inside, you see, if you want to pull it out.
Oh yeah, definitely. Unless I can investigate for traps, but I think that we're past that. Yeah, I'm getting out.
Yeah, you pull it out, and you see a variety of small objects, not figurines, but these kind of flat black discs made out of the same kind of strange, cold, warmth-sucking stone.
I'm gonna recognize what they are as I put them in my bag.
You can, if you pick them up, you can kind of like look at them. They have some like thickness to them, about this big or so. As you kind of flip over, you again see kind of these runes on the bottom of them. I don't know if you read Infernal or not.
Probably not. No.
Cat does.
Yeah. Well, I did hear you speak to the other guy. I don't speak it, but I recognize the guttural melodies of the Infernal language. So I'll put them in my thingamajig, and I'll step from behind the desk, call my lucky stars that Talus is here, and
Said no one ever.
yeah, I mean we've met for like an hour, so I still have good feelings, and try and go save the soul of the clerk, because that guy, I'm assuming that is close to tears.
Yeah. Put them in your bag, and this clerk who has been subjected to trying to find doilies in a magic.
I close everything back up the way that it was, and
this water genasi who, is being tasked with trying to find doilies in a magical item shop.
Oh yeah, and Talus will be like patting the back of his head. You remind me of my husband, Mer Franklin. Oh, he was such a darling man. He was so strong. You're so strong. Do you work out? And as she's pinching his upper arm, she's also looking over his shoulder for some signal from Lorenzo.
Yeah, you're getting all sorts of nods.
Okay. And she'll, oh, what do you think of the, oh, and then everything that she was reaching forward just tumbles onto the floor. Oh no.
Oh, Granny, what are you doing, Granny?
Larry,
Yes,
an accident.
It's Larry.
Oh.
Yes. Oh no, another accident.
Oh, please, Larry. Take me home. I didn't find any doilies.
Oh, this is the worst shop. Come on, let's go.
Oh, I'm sorry. Goodbye. Doesn't he look just like your grandfather?
This fitting image.
And as soon as she's out of their sight, she'll pop her back and then stand back up.
Yeah, okay. So getting closer to Boodlip and Cat. Is there a third floor in this goddamn tower? Of course there is.
Yeah, you
Why
from the
would it be a
outside.
tower?
From the outside, it definitely look like there's a third floor.
This is a tower, but it's just a
floors.
bi-level ranch.
Really tall floors.
Okay, so third floor and go annoy another clerk, or just see what the hell's going on downstairs and get out if we can.
Alice is I got time.
At this point, all of you can hear from below shouting.
Third floor?
Below.
From
Yeah,
the
still
First
here.
floor.
Yeah, on the first floor there's shouting.
Yeah, the third floor seems like a peaceful place. There might actually be doilies there. Who knows?
Death doilies.
Made out of cat
For your
intestines.
grave.
We just keep living like broken shit, and every floor that we
Broken shit, broken clerks.
yeah.
Yeah. Their spirit is broken. Their will to live. It's like, I gotta get out of retail, man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask,
Well-
as we're walking to wherever we're walking, I'm gonna
Yeah.
ask Lorenzo if he found anything.
Oh yeah. I will cover the clerk vision with my body and hand you the only thing that I found, actually, the stones, the rune covered stones.
Okay.
I said no figurines, but this one man's trash, another man's treasure.
Do I sense any magic from them?
Yeah, you're getting the same kind of necromantic ping off of these.
Can I? I'm gonna check it, see if it says anything like the other
And,
one.
and so they're written in Infernal rather than Celestial, but they have the same names. But there's one extra disc,
Mm-hmm.
and as you flip over, the name says Shemeshka the Marauder.
Could this be fob keys to find the statues?
I'm gonna ask him what he has in the bag.
Oh, what did I? I'm not being a thing. I actually don't remember what I put in the bag.
You picked it up a
Oh, the
box.
box. Shit.
Yeah.
Yes.
I can sense it.
Yeah. I did. And Lorenzo would have said it. I totally fucking forgot because I was so intent in Talis backing up with the clerk. Yeah, but let's find a place that's less visible. But yeah, I do have it here.
All right.
So I don't know if you can find a place that's less visible in the third floor of the tower, where surely there are doilies.
Surely there are doilies. Yeah, so you get up to the third floor. Which, interestingly enough, like, had the most mundane looking items out of everything. You think there may actually be doilies here.
Knew it. Freaking knew it.
But if you go through, if you can open up the stuff, the box contains a bunch of trinkety items, which is interesting. What looks like to be a bone fragment, a shard of ice, a pack of matches.
Can I make an Arcana check on it?
Yeah,
See
sure.
if I know what they're for.
Yeah.
So, that 13.
Yeah, you're not completely sure, but you imagine that because they're in a box, we're hidden away. There's some interest.
So can I speculate that the figurine that was lost has the name Shemeska on it?
If you're, yeah, you could definitely speculate that if all the rest of them match up with the figurine that you saw.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'll let them know this. Like, I don't think we're looking at the right place.
But doilies.
Indeed,
I
whenever
agree.
Talis came in here, she didn't say anything, but you heard like her breath go through her teeth for a second, like. And like her eyes go wide when she sees the doilies and tea sets and stuff, and then she like goes back to business.
Well, there's only. I mean, I agree. I think we're done here.
Yeah.
But there were streams on the first floor. That's usually, not always, but usually not good.
assuming there's a tower, I'm assuming that's one of the only ways out. Unless we want to like jump off.
So how about the fourth floor?
The market. Let's go to the market.
We're gonna have to go back down.
Yeah.
So let's go to the second floor. I'll take a quick look and see what's going on the first floor. I'll let you know and see what we do.
Okay. Yeah, so you guys can head back down. Lorenzo, if you'd like to be stealthy about this.
Oh yeah, as stealthy as I can be.
Oh, that stealth check. 24. Nice. Double 24 on that. Yeah. And you go ahead and kind of go down. Anywhere on the second floor you can hear like the shouting and stuff. And like the water genasi clerk has kind of abandoned the cleaning to kind of, check in on what's happening. And you see them kind of head down the stairs as well. Hear the shouting, things crashing. Nice, you kind of stealth behind the clerk. You peer and you see a chaos. A bunch of the shelves have been knocked over. Its contents spilled across the floor. You see the human woman, the clerk, lay on the floor, a pool of blood starting to kind of pour out. As you see one the Gith is like holding his arm as if, something had hit him there, as the other one is starting to choke out the older tiefling man.
Friendly.
I'm stealthing back. Stealthing back up to the group, and I say, "There's a party going on down there. Seems like a celebration."
Ooh, shiny.
And yeah, not the good one though. Not the good one. It's a lot of blood, a lot of dead people. I mean, some people like that, but I don't think that's gonna be our. I mean, I don't know. I don't know you. Maybe you like it. What's to say? But the front door seems to be blocked by a pool of blood. So
are there any windows on the second floor?
There are no windows on the second floor. You did notice them on the third.
Oh, fun. Okay.
Guess who has rope?
Oh, that's true.
Guess who has a climbing speed of 30 feet?
Who's gonna help Grandma?
Guess who doesn't give a shit about the people in the first floor?
Talus is like currently lovingly looking at a teapot that's shaped like a flump.
I want that in my life.
Oh yeah,
I know
would
you
be
do. That's why I said it. just to make everybody look at wizards and be like, "Hey man, come on, where's the flump merch?"
Yeah, where's the flump love?
So we can go up to the third floor, climb some ropes if everybody's up for that, or we can go to the first floor and possibly fight two Githeki warriors and save a life. Maybe, I don't know. Is that your thing?
Did you say?
Are you
Did you
into
say
saving
at
people?
least one person was dead?
At least one, yes. Quite dead.
Get out of here, you shit. I'll point downstairs and just walk out. Kind of
So
like
third floor?
we can just walk out. We're good.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a possibility. We could just walk.
Maybe.
It's not like they were here for us.
That's true. Okay, what's the worst that could happen? Let's go.
Okay.
So out
What's the
the
worst
front
that
door.
could happen?
I mean, it's
just
probably
customers.
fine.
There's
And I'll
just
grab
dead
the
people
teapot that you were looking at.
downstairs.
And I'll grab the teapot that you were looking at, that Talis was looking at on the way out, put it in my bag.
Hell yeah.
Ah.
Thank you, Larry. Talis doesn't
That-
say it, but like she says it in her heart.
Mer Franklin would be proud.
Franklin.
Okay, so what's an item in the compendium that looks like a teapot?
So good.
Tea?
Um,
No, teapot compendium. God damn it.
Teapot.
Flump pot. Flump pot.
Flump pot.
The flump pot.
I'll bet it's like one of those gimmicky ones, and it's like whatever tea you put in there, it pours out a tea that is acceptable for your mood. Just like a
That's
flump.
cool.
So it's like if you're sad, then it makes like a fruity, happy.
Jasmine.
Chamomile.
Yeah. Or if you're
Yeah.
like sleepy, then it gives you a chamomile.
Mm.
I love that. That's so good.
There you
Wow.
go. You could have that
Fun
for free,
people.
wizards.
All right. So, you guys can just head down.
Yeah.
Sure.
Alice is gonna go back to her granny act though, because she did act like a granny with that Githyanki. So she'll just kind of like start to like hobble past whatever marching order we're in. She is hobbling.
Yeah, you start
Cat
hobbling and
is
my arm goes
definitely-
out.
Oh, thank you, Larry.
Kat is
So-
definitely
so-
hiding behind Talis. And her
Under
pig.
her.
Like,
Yeah, so you definitely as you head down to the first floor again, the same shelves and its contents spilled everywhere. You see the probably very dead clerk bleeding out.
her last moments spent with Talis.
That's the last memory. Oh no. That's the
No,
worst.
she's definitely in a better place then.
Yeah.
See, it's the gift that keeps on giving.
Oh, it would be better if she wasn't dead, but she was almost dead, and she looks up, flutters her eyes, and sees you.
Sees me, it's
Yeah.
like, just like Talis like reaching down to like see if she has any money left on her body.
Oh boy.
No, I wouldn't do that.
The kerfuffle is far away enough from the door that you could probably try to skedaddle.
Oops.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's try this and see what happens.
Yeah,
The mo- yeah. The moment that Talis does see her in the time that it's taking to get across the room, she will be like wiggling her fingers just a bit to her side and like mumbling under her breath so that by the time they do reach the door, she has cast Animate Dead.
Oh man, your shift's not over, man. Come on,
I'm so
Claire.
sorry.
Oh god.
I'm so sorry.
That's so sad.
Oh no.
She's probably fine.
Okay.
That's the worst. As someone who worked retail, that
There
is
you go.
the worst thing you can do.
The only evil action I get to do this game.
Oh man.
Yeah, you mumble the spell, and as you get to the door, you complete it. You see the clerk, just kind of, who had been like face down, kind of do like one arm, another arm, and just kind of starts to slowly shift herself up, like her nice clean uniform is just covered in blood. She stands up and starts headed towards you guys. And Aluvius, who is in the hold of one of these gif, kind of like seem to choke a sputter as if, you know, to ask for help. Kind of eyes locked on you guys.
Doilies, the third floor.
Nope, we're leaving.
Okay.
Yep, you guys can step out into the streets where the palanquin still is. And whoever's at the back of this group, you're followed by Superwoman, like her eyes totally glazed out, still bleeding. That just kind of shuffles behind you, following.
Awesome.
I'm just gonna be like, Talus.
Oh, Talus. Oh, she's fine. She's fine. As she like closes the antique store door behind them, is just like, she's fine. She can ride up front.
Oh God.
And she'll wave at her little hunks that have the palanquin, and they will wave back.
They just flex.
Like openly crying and waving.
Yeah, they can't. You still have control of their hands and arms.
They couldn't leave without their palanquin.
Yeah. And as you step out, with this woman who is very much like, you hear, down the street, halt, in several unified voices. As you turn, you see a group of 4 figures dressed in red armor.
Oh, dang it.
That you know as the Harmonium.
Ugh.
AKA
Quickly! They
kind
have
of the
zombies
police.
inside.
The
They have undead
cops.
inside. There's a crime going on. Look, there's zombies. Quickly, man.
Cool.
us.
Want me a deception check real fast there?
No. It's the planar cops.
It is the planar cops.
Dang! Dang, son!
Yep.
It's a 23.
Nice. You have a 10
that was an average roll.
deception?
Yep.
What?
Yeah, they march towards all of you, but in kind of this very unsettling unified motions, like almost everything is unified. But upon when he says, "Quick, there's a crime in there."
Undead! Death!
Yeah.
Please, man.
Talus and her hunks
barely
all have their
escaped.
arms up. They're just like, oh.
And they all do kind of like they all do a unified nod and then just duck into.
That's so unsettling.
It's awesome.
Uh,
Awesome.
GTFO, GTFO, GTFO.
Yeah.
Come on now.
In the car, in the car, in the car, in the car.
Cat's asking, is she coming with us?
If she can run fast enough, yes.
She's following along.
Yeah. She's on the clock for 24 more hours, so.
Oh shit.
Oh, shit.
Oh god.
That's the worst job. Long ass shit.
You could rotate your hunks out and put her up
Oh
there.
my
put one in
gosh,
the
you're
cart
right.
so they
And
can
that's
have break.
exactly what Talus does, actually. Is Talus looks at the guys and is like, but what if you like a break? She doesn't get tired.
They look at each other.
And riding back with me. And remember, she looks like Yzma, so.
Oh god.
They look at each other. They look at this clerk. They look at you. They're just like, they look real confused. This is not what they signed up for today. That's not what they woke up. It was like, yeah, you know, we're gonna have a good day today. We're gonna need a weird grandma figure. No.
She's gonna get blacklisted from all the taxi services in Sigil.
Yep. they'll both kind of be like, we're fine, ma'am.
I will interpret this as a no and punish you appropriately.
Talis will
Everyone in
remember
the
this.
car. Talus will remember this. Talus disapproves. Minus 15.
Oh god.
Yeah, so you pile in. Where do you guys want to go?
Can you make the Hunk 1 and Hunk 2 just drive around for a bit? So we can talk about the runes and the stuff and the box and stuff.
Hunks, please make a circle. Just do the route.
Take the scenic route, please.
Okay.
Thank you.
Patley can lurch in with this clerk following behind.
Yeah, she forces their hands on the handles so that they can't let go now.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Your voice keeps getting higher and higher. Are you okay?
Yeah.
Are you okay, Kenna?
Yeah. Dying. All right. Cool. So you have a few.
So we went to this shop. We ruined a couple lives. No statues.
But
That's a win.
We did get a teapot.
no doilies, but we did get a teapot.
Oh, that's all right. Doilies are last season.
I'll tell them like, I think we need to look for Shemeska. I don't want to look for her.
I don't know much, but I do know that that's trouble.
Yeah.
But it seems like the biggest trouble, and therefore probably where we need to go.
Yeah. And I'll tell them that the little disc had her name, and I'm assuming the statue that was stolen had her name. So it's like.
Do we know what Shemeshka looks like?
Oh yeah. Shemeshka.
Okay.
You have
Then yes.
a lot of stories about her. It's basically the power that people could argue that she basically runs the city of Sigil. She is an Arcanoloth.
So we notice a foxy lady and the foxy statue is, and there you go.
Yeah, she's so. Her normal form is of a humanoid with a fox-like head.
None of us asked if we knew anybody that looked like that.
Wow, yeah. Wow.
I know, right? But
Yeah.
clerk,
That would have
zombie
been
clerk.
so much.
But look, we have a teapot, we have a zombie clerk, we have a palanquin, we have two hunks,
2 hunks.
and
Look
the
how they
furniture that we're
glisten.
building.
2 glistening hunks.
We're 2 hunks
Yeah.
deep.
Beacons of hunkiness.
And the dead girl running behind us.
I also do have that box with strange little trinkety items in it.
Oh yeah.
Can either of the magic-y people figure out what they do? If they do anything?
If the DM lets me, I can try to check again.
Yeah, you can make a check again, and Talus can make a check as well.
Arcana, right?
Cool. That's fine.
Yeah, Bootloop would be willing to take a look.
Yeah, Bootlip, you can do it with advantage.
Me or
Bootlip.
okay.
Oh yeah. Because
Yeah,
we
looking.
works in these places.
Yeah, well, not that it
There
helps,
you go.
but
What the heck?
Y'all know more than me though.
pick them up, look at it, and pick up each little piece, or sniff it, or look at it, or
Yeah.
taste it, depending on
Bootlip
what it
and
is.
Talus, you're getting the funny feeling that these are port keys. You just stole about 5 port keys.
I'm gonna give hold her arm out for Lorenzo to give a high five.
Yeah, here, have 2 more.
So a port key was like the reward for finding the other thing, wasn't it? Well,
Do we need
Uh-huh.
to find the other thing?
Yeah, like Talus like makes eyes with all of them and says, "Hear me out. We can intrude upon Shemeska's territory and anger her further by searching for this item and earn 1 portal key. Or we can take this and GTFO."
I vote for the second
Yes.
one.
Yeah. Also, there's 5 of them, so you can pick up your favorite.
I could take my favorite hunk.
Because they're
It's
unipersonal,
like,
right?
It's like, who wants to go on a paradise cruise with Granny?
So the funny thing is, so a port key can take a few. It's not just a single person. You could do it basically as a group. However, each port key is unique, and it's unique to a certain door.
Oh no, you have no idea which doors they go to.
Yeah, I'm gonna shut the box and put it under my arm, pull out a dagger, and like look at Granny. Woo!
All right, you work for the parents that hired us.
All
Oh,
right.
Oh,
Yeah.
Larry!
And you
Oh.
gave him the box.
Oh, Larry! He seems to have hurt himself.
This is a problem, because now I have to ask myself if I'm all right with killing all of you to get that box by lighting this place on fire. Oh, I don't think I am. If we don't get that box,
Oh, you wouldn't hurt dear old Larry, would you?
I don't know what this. Oh,
Can I try to cast Fey Presence again and try to charm Bootlip?
PvP starts now. We're
Yeah.
ready.
Yeah.
I mean,
You need to make
sure.
a wisdom saving throw for DC 15.
Oh man.
That's,
Don't worry, knowing my luck, you'll roll like a 25.
I'm gonna use one of my natural 20s on that.
Okay.
Oh dang! I
God
forgot
damn
you
it,
had
legendary
those.
actions.
No,
Shit.
that makes me so mad.
I really need those port keys.
I'm gonna point like ahead the direction we're going and just say, in Lorenzo's voice, there might actually be doilies there. And point at
It's true.
these and point there. Like, come on,
That does sound like something I would say.
that is something you said. I've written them all down. I need them for future reference.
Talus like genuinely considers casting either Fireball or Sleep, and then like, fine.
The market.
Fine.
Let's go to the market.
Stop the planking real quick. Just Hunks, could you just take a moment and let's cool down for a second?
They will stop.
Ah, thank you. She'll look at Bootlip and she'll, if this goes sideways, you can go ahead and get out the planking now and leave the box. Because if this goes wrong, I will kill you later and I will pull all of your feathers out one by one. So if you think for a minute that I might die with this excursion, you can leave now.
Thank you for being quite the gem.
Excellent. I like our chances. Hunks, please. And I guess we'll go to the market. Even though Talus is like, this is some bullshit.
All right. So if you do want to kind of get into Shemeska's territory, having been around Sigil for some time, you would know that Market is one of those places, as Shemeshka has, some connections with the Mutual Trade Association. A lot of those kind of guilds around. However, there's also the major social hotspot in the ladies' ward, which is owned by her, called the Fortune's Wheel.
So we would probably want to go like straight there.
Yeah, straight to her house, knock on the front door, and say, "Hey, what's up? What's up, yo?"
I mean, probably not her house, but like, you can certainly go to one of the places that she's known to frequent. Her like tavern inn gambling spot.
Keeping an eye on Bootlip.
Yeah.
25.
I'm relaxing now.
And
I'm
as soon-
relaxing now that the
Yeah.
animosity's over.
Yeah, Boolip and
As soon as you
Talus
relax,
understand each other. We're just like hanging out.
as soon as you relax, I'm going for the box.
Go for the box.
Will it be sleight of hand?
Yeah, I guess it's gonna be a just sleight of hand question mark. I don't know. Yeah, Lorenzo definitely a sleight of hand. I'm not sure what Bootlip's gonna do to respond.
I'd like to roll
For me,
Boolip
it's
to
sleight of
catch
hand.
these hands.
Oh, son of a crap.
Yeah, she's hands.
Rated E for everybody.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it'd be like an opposed sleight of hand.
Yeah,
See who-
yeah, just to like take it
Yeah,
out.
beat my 10.
It's got the. Where are we at?
I
here?
rolled a 2. Damn
I mean, well,
Back. That's-
Yeah, the bird is quite fast.
it. God damn it. Well, waste not, why not? Had to try.
Get the hell out of here, you little shit.
I just feel lucky, punk.
In a burly pirate voice.
Curls up with the box.
Yeah, I'm wrapped around it now. Watching everybody as they're trying to. I'm not trying to steal it from you. I'm just trying to. Sure you
Well,
don't
that's what
leave-
I'm doing.
I know.
Talus has another Long Island iced tea with like an extra long straw in it, so Boolip can have some.
Crazy strong.
Yeah.
refusing all goods and services.
That goes and makes the glasses like the sunglasses.
Grammy's gonna drug me. I know it.
How do you know I haven't already?
Yeah.
Mm.
God, I felt tingly.
Yeah. I saw you take one of those little strawberry candies.
Couldn't help
Good
myself.
stuff.
I like the butterscotch ones.
Yes, or Werther's.
Yeah. So do you want to head towards one of the guilds associated with Shemeshka, or just straight up to the Fortune's Wheel?
Fortune's Wheel.
Right?
Yeah.
And so your pelican traverses through the market ward and kind of makes that kind of curve up through the donut to get to the opposing side, to the ladies' ward. And immediately the buildings are much nicer here, grander, larger. So freaking- and you pass by the large homes and much higher end shops and such before you get in front of a finely built what looks like to be an inn, and you see the sign hanging off of it, the Fortune's Wheel.
Yeah, I think I see us approaching and know that place from being there before. I'll look over to Talus and then kind of crookedly to Lorenzo.
I return it.
Yeah. Let's walk there and see what happens. In a very aha kind of voice.
And you see now that as you step out, above the sign is a large dragon's head, as if carved from the wood itself, but it kind of shifts and moves a bit, and as if it's animated. Bit of black smoke coming out of it.
Alice has her hunks give her like one more bicep thing for old time's sake. And then she hands her umbrella to the dead girl to hold over her.
Oh man, what an entrance.
No, I'm a monster. It's sad because it's like she has to walk on tiptoes now because Talus is like 6 feet tall.
Yeah, this zombie just kind of...
Talus could make the umbrella longer, but...
She's not going to.
She's a monster.
Oh man, the rogue is the good guy.
Yeah. The zombie has stopped bleeding out, but still, the clothes are absolutely covered in red, and you can see, like, the gash wound in, like, her chest. It's a kind of a grisly sight.
Oh, that's unfortunate. She walks
At least-
behind me. That's fine.
Yeah.
I'm walking in the back.
So, Kat, you wanna do your thing when we enter?
Okay.
Okay.
She's like still nervous, but she has a new determination because she finally has a port key, but
Yeah.
she can't use it. And she's been trying to get one for the 3 to 4 years she's been stuck here, so she can go back home. And I'll cast detect magic.
Okay, I'll be entourage.
Awesome.
All right. So yeah, you step in. Well, obviously, this kind of dragon head is this magical, but like nothing unusual considering it's this kind of carved, animated head. And as you step in, you're first in this very large kind of common room tavern. It's dimly lit, candles, a bar, and quite a few patrons around here. You do see another kind of entrance, like another doorway within, with a couple of guards standing.
Is this a place where Talus would recognize anyone, having lived in Sigil and being very old?
Oh yeah, Talus, you've mingled and such.
Time to turn on high society, Grandma.
Yeah, these people are definitely more high society, like
Okay.
from the ladies' ward and the such. But I'm sure you would have bumped into Hugh.
Yeah, so her mage armor is now like a Quetzalcoatl coat with like bright feathers and everything, and she'll have like a long cigarette, and she'll, "Darling kitten, please find me a suitable table."
I once, lady, and I'll go over and find the closest one, and I'll wipe it, clean it, and then pull the chair.
Yeah, and she'll sit and she'll like wave at people, and she'll look over at Kat and she'll, "Dearest, please fetch us a waiter or some drinks. Make yourself useful. Go about."
Of course, miss. And then she'll try to find a waiter.
Well, you're not supposed to. She's just telling you to. Now you have an excuse to walk around.
Yeah, she's a little. She takes like 5 steps before she realizes what you're trying to say.
She doesn't communicate well.
Yeah.
Ah,
And so she'll walk around trying to find a waiter and search the room.
Nice.
but it's just like tagging along, just like holding onto the box.
I need a second monitor. Damn it! I'm over in roll 20 and.
Oh my
oh,
gosh,
okay.
yeah.
Bootlips just holding onto the box and just not taking a seat, just kind of on the other side of the table from Talus and just standing there watching. Now they're all out.
The table's like a little tall, so like you can get like your beak.
They're all out to get me, so Just watching around, making sure the deal gets done.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's it. Just standing there.
Yeah. So, Kat, you can definitely wander around.
I'm wandering more towards like the back of the establishment where you would keep like, obviously not like at the blackjack table. Trying to figure out where this would be.
Yeah, so again, there's kind of, there's the bar area and a bunch of tables around, but there's also a door where they seem to be flanked by two mercenaries.
She'll like walk past that door. Not like going into it, just like past it, try to like sense if there's anything.
It's kind of like, say anything. Just walking past, you can, it's a kind of an entryway more than anything, and you can kind of see there are stairs leading down.
Do I sense anything from that doorway?
Not particularly.
Okay. Is there any other place that looks like definitely trying to like, that's the place I should look like if I want to look for some like stolen necromantic statue?
It looks like there's more to this place, essentially.
Okay.
You hear conversation and stuff downstairs as well. About the same level of sound.
Okay. I'm gonna go back to the table and then talk to Talus and tell her, I think you might find better service downstairs, miss.
I certainly hope the accommodations are better than up here. And no drink?
They weren't up to your standards.
Ugh. Typical. And she'll like make a show of getting up and fluffing her coat and lead the way.
I'll take her to the downstairs.
I will take my zombie maid with me.
As we start walking away from the table, can I cast find object, please?
Okay.
Or locate object. Yeah, locate object.
You cast locate objects, and I need to double check something.
Uh-oh.
Sure. There, I'll plop that in there if that's what you need.
Thank you.
I'm immediately concerned.
Okay. You don't sense it. You're trying to locate. You kind of. It's weird. It's kind. You have this. It's almost as if you feel like it's somewhere around, but it's been blocked. Like it's almost like you can kind of follow it, and then it just gets stopped.
Okay. Where does that point stop at, or where does the following point?
It's it's close to you, actually. That's why you're able to kind of catch it a bit. It's kind of just like, huh.
Okay. Okay, so I suppose I'll go over to Lorenzo, and not too close to Lorenzo. And
Close enough.
look at him and I'll say, "There's always a cave lagoon behind a waterfall." Kind of point here and around, and
I nod and DM.
Yep.
Would I Would I think it would have been here before.
Oh, yeah,
I think
totally.
Lorenzo would have made the rounds. Would I know if we can just walk past the two security guards and go downstairs to the VIP room?
You're pretty sure you could.
Oh yeah. Oh, I thought it was gonna be a thing. Okay. I'll just give you a nod and just keep an eye out.
Alright.
It's weird.
So as you guys head to this entrance way, the two guards kind of nod, and one of them says, "Oh, Lorenzo, the lady's been waiting down at the bottom floor."
Good. They're with me. Come on.
And
And I'll lead them downstairs.
and you enter out into another room. This one's even like a little dimmer, with more moonlighting. It's kind of red plush velvet everywhere. As you enter into what looks like a gambling room, a bunch of very well dressed, very rich looking people gambling. And you see one more entryway with two other figures, even more heavily armed than the first two. And one of them kind of catches your eye, Lorenzo, and just kind of gives a little, like, knee, like a head kind of motion.
So is he like giving me a direction to go
Yeah.
in? Okay, I head in that direction.
Yeah, Lorenzo just kind of just starts walking across the room.
Yeah, I like.
Yeah.
I start walking and I look back. Come on, we're almost there.
Lorenzo's about to double cross us and murder us.
No.
Does this?
I mean, what are the chances?
Larry,
does
no.
this seem weird? I kind of wanna. I don't know. Talus is already a little annoyed by this. She's like, I don't like this.
Yeah, we went from one
Well-
big happy family to now somebody's gonna get fucked up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we were definitely. It's always sunny, and now I'm all concerned. I'm like,
Now it's Game of Thrones.
yeah, now it's Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Prince of Castlemere starts to play.
Yes.
Yeah, and you head again to this entryway, and they kind of nod and look behind at the rest of the three.
This is basically those three are with me. Come on.
Yeah, they kind of just
Go
nod.
on. Mm.
Gonna try to mimic me.
Yeah, with the beak.
No lips. Not articulate.
Yeah, it's kind of hard without lips.
Yeah, and you descend one more flight of stairs, and you enter into a hallway, which only leads to one door at the end.
Keep walking.
This feels like a murder room.
I've been to murder
Alice.
rooms. This is totally fine.
Talus would like to see if this feels like a murder room, please.
What would you like to do to check if this is a murder room?
Survival.
What? No.
You're gonna survive.
Talus has double-crossed a lot of people. Is this feeling?
Familiar.
Double crossing.
Does this feel double-crossy?
Does this feel too... Are you trying to insight check?
Can
or
I
you-
apply insight to see if this feels double-crossy?
Sure.
I hate this. No!
That one.
Talus-
You're
Talus is
not
like-
sure.
Feels fine. This seems fine.
I still have detect magic going on, so.
Seems fine. This is fine. Lorenzo's like shooting our companions in the back of the head. That seems fine.
Fine.
They were probably the double crossers. That's what's going on. It's
Larry has my back.
like her last thought is like, maybe I'm the spy. I don't know. Fooled myself. I'm sorry, please go on. I'm just upset.
Okay. Yeah, and you enter. You can head towards that last door.
Mhm.
And even as you kind of, oh no, you dropped your knife in my back. Let me get that for you.
So bad.
Yeah, and even as you step up to the door, Lorenzo, it kind of just clicks open.
I walk through.
And
This entire time I've been holding the dodge action, by the way. Because I'm not stupid.
Hate this.
and you walk into the final room,
You don't have to say it like that.
which is
Die.
covered in what seemed to be like the full room is almost like as if a piece of a jungle or something had been taken out and placed into this room. But in the center, kind of opened up, is this very chaise lounge kind of situation. It's a very fine furniture and gold and dark woods. And kind of just casually on one of these chairs is a figure dressed in these fine, kind of silken purple dress with a fox head and a crown of thorns upon her head. And you know, without even having met her before, you know as you have, that this is Shemeshka the Marauder.
I walk forward, take a half a pause, take a bow, and stand behind on the left side, half a step behind her. And I wait.
Can I roll perception to see if we're wearing the same outfit?
Yes.
Oh.
You're still being followed by Zombie Maid, by the way.
Roll to be fashionable. Oh yeah, she definitely.
Roll for who wore it better.
I'm. Bootlip's got to look up.
Fashion, please.
Bootlip's got to look up with a feathered eyebrow raise at Lorenzo and in Talus's voice. Thank you for being exceptional at your job.
I wink at you.
Yeah, I'm gonna put my head down.
And the door kind of closes behind all of you.
Whee! Key! I'm gonna use a key. Random key. Not the box. Random key.
The problem is you can't use a key without a door.
Oh, I thought
Yeah,
it just led.
Scott.
I thought it just led you to the door.
That's what convinced us to help you, was that we realized we didn't know what portals the keys went to.
Yep.
Oh, see. I thought it. I thought it didn't. You just didn't know where you were going.
Man, I wish.
Oh, okay.
You also don't know where these keys lead to, which doors
Yeah.
they lead to, and where the doors
true.
go. So
Yeah, I thought that was the gimmick. Was you just don't know where you're going.
yeah, and Shemeshka has this kind of wide grin upon her face, kind of on the verge of almost predatory. Ah, yes, good. And she kind of seems to survey all of you. Interesting. How did they do, Lorenzo?
Better than expected. Better than expected. They didn't really come close, but then again, they were up against me. And I'll step forward and from my bag of holding, pull out the figurine and put it on the table. and step back to my position. But acceptable.
Well, they managed. Seems like they managed to stay out of trouble. It's good.
It was a close call. Close
No.
call.
Injuries.
No? Means condition.
Interesting. Well, as she kind of sits up a little bit.
I'm moving towards Cat.
I'm like patting his head.
Poor baby. I said, so. You see, I have been setting out these little tests, and, well, it seems that all of you have passed it. It's some interesting quirks. Considering your past, I will extend out an offer. You see, I've been looking for the right kind of people. You know, I've been trying to look into expanding my little businesses, you see. And I need the right kind of people to help me along. Of course, there are many perks being within my circle. Lorenzo can attest to that. As she kind of looks at all of you. With that, happy to tickle your interest at all.
Poker face.
Bird poker face.
Third poker face.
Imagine all the doilies you could have and I shift into Talus. Because I'm a changeling, by the way.
Yeah, Talus just looks at him and like looks at like the bulge that he has in his side bag, which is the flump teapot. She'll. I've got time.
That's what I thought.
Looks at Cat.
We could help you find that key.
I
have
have like
access.
5 keys.
We have access to, you know, quite a few ways in and out. We have knowledge of keys, of doors. We have a few of those. Of course, I can't guarantee that we have the exact one you're looking for, but we could work something out.
I need to get back to the prime material plane.
Ooh, the prime material plane. I could certainly help you to get there as long as, you know, of course. Do a few little things for me.
What are these few little things?
That's something that we can talk about. Of course, only if you're interested, seriously interested.
She will give like a curt nod, like really quick.
And Shashka looks at Bootlip. And she kind of, you know, stands up with this elegance.
Oh no, but
I'm gonna shift into the collectionist and say, you don't want to keep working for second-rate stores, do you?
Indeed.
Yeah, look where the retail business gets you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna squeeze Cat's hand.
no.
Oh no!
And I'm going to Fuck. Can I cast invisibility at 3rd level on both of us? And run for the door and see if it's and cast a spell magic on it and try to get out.
Yeah. You see Bootlip and Cat just vanish.
I'll try to pull her with me if she comes.
Oh,
If not, it's kind of left it open for her.
I hate this. I like Bootlip, he's cute. I will stay.
I yank on her for a second, and when she don't come, he's got to go. Anyway, he's yelling. He's gonna go. Oh, Larry! In Talus's voice.
Oh, Larry.
Hey, oh, Larry!
Oh, Larry.
And the door.
Such disappointment.
Oh no.
Yeah, and the door swings open as an invisible Bootlip books it out of there.
Loyalties. What's that?
And she messes.
Talus will look at her zombie servant and like lean over in her ear and give her an instruction. And then she'll turn around. The zombie servant will turn around and walk out.
Okay. And the door shuts again. Well, that's can't lie, that's a little disappointing. Such a cute little creature. But come. Sit down. I think we have some business to discuss. And the smile widens once more as business is had and Bootlips runs home. And I think that is where we're going to end this episode of One Shot Wonders in PlaneScape.
Oh, Bootlip.
Bootlip, you did so good. The most wholesome tiny kangaroo.
Yeah, too good for
Cat
us.
has one tear as she
Too
like
right.
rubs his hand.
Too wholesome for this group.
I was screwed even if you decide to even if you decided not to go with her, because I can only cast at 3rd level, so I can only turn 2 people invisible.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, the only one who didn't try to steal. No, you did.
I tried to charm you, but
That's
thinking
right.
about it, it wouldn't have worked because I can only use it once per short rest. So
That's right. Okay, I was thinking you didn't try to do something.
Yeah.
technically,
very
by the rules, I couldn't and I didn't.
That
Certainly
was
a better
great.
person than us, so
Morality is a weird line.
yeah.
It benefits with your mesh guy really sweet, by the way.
Oh yeah, you came with hunks. I mean, that's a pretty fucking
Yeah.
good benefit. You know, around
Talus
here.
did tell the zombie to go get the stones, so
Yeah, and as soon as I put 3 Long Islands and iced teas on the table, I'm after.
oh
Bullet.
yes. Yes. We're gonna watch Real Housewives of Sigil.
Sigil, capital of Long Island iced tea.
That was very good. All right, let's go around. Guys, this is your chance to tell us who you are, where we can find you on the internet, and also your favorite part of the one shot. We'll start off with Will.
I'm Will_Knight3 on Twitter. I don't do much on Twitter other than talk about D&D. That's pretty much what I do. And my favorite part, goddamn Talus. Oh my god. The best grandma you wish you never had.
She's the worst.
The
She's
best.
so good.
She's the best worst.
She's you know how there's like wine mom and vodka aunt? She's like
Rum
Yeah,
Rum
she's
grandma?
like she's like Sherry
Drunk
grandma.
grandma.
Yeah, rum grandma. Too many rum balls for Christmas grandma.
Long Island grandma.
She's
Yeah.
definitely based off my grandma, so
Yeah, so very good. Yes, thanks for coming on. It's super fun. And next up, let's move over to Alessa Vamp.
Hi. Well, you can find me on Twitter with Alyssa Vamp. On Instagram, same name, just one P. I'm also part of a D&D group called Plot Hunters. Same name, Twitter, Instagram, Twitch. And we do D&D games every Saturday at 8 Eastern and 5 Pacific. Right now we're finishing the Strahd campaign. We might fight him this Saturday if you guys are interested in watching. And yeah, that's me. And my favorite part, other than Talus, I loved Bootlip's one-liners.
Not really funny.
You're helping to grow his repertoire. Take a few from each person.
I had so much fun being here. Thank you guys so much for inviting me.
Oh, thanks for coming on. It's super
If
great
you ever
to
have an extra spot and need somebody else, I'm always happy to help.
super great to have you. It's super fun. Loved it. And moving over to TK.
it's TK. I write spooky stories on the internet. If you like spooky stories, go to tkjwrites.com or follow me on Twitter. TK joins the fray. Tuesdays, I'm typically on Don't Split the Podcast Network. Wednesdays and Thursdays, I'm usually on WebDM. And Fridays, I write beginner articles on how to immerse your players and expand your universe a little bit more for newer DMs. And that's for Tabletop Test. That's pretty much it. Tonight, I will be guesting on Encounter Roleplay's Deep Space 5. So I'll be playing like a Ripley inspired character on that because I don't know anything about Star Trek. And I'm the worst nerd. And that'll be fun because I'm gonna pew pew some aliens and also maybe kill the main cast. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I almost always play evil characters that are trying to pretend they're good characters. I'm a bad person. FYI. Yeah, buy my book. That's fun. Samhain is out. So that's it. Goodbye. I'm leaving. Oh wait, no. My favorite part. I really love Bootloop's one-liners. I really liked Lorenzo's I'm mad at myself for not seeing that he was being genuine in talking to the Githyanki, because I should have keyed into that more, but I was so into the story and stuff. That is when he comes up, he's like, "Are we on the same job?" I should have known, but I didn't. I thought he was just being roguey, but no, he was selling us out, and I'm mad.
I tried to give you clues when I was talking about how good the thief was. Oh my god, he was amazing, wasn't he?
Oh my gosh.
That's me.
I thought you were just giving your professional opinion. I didn't know you were...
Professional opinion about myself.
I didn't know you were being a Talus about it.
Yes, so very good. When Will came to me, it's like, could I be the one who has stolen it? I'm like, yes.
Oh my god, I'm so mad.
Kind of built around that, so that was super fun to kind of throw in, and finally have Shemeshko appear. But moving on to our last but not least, Kyle Sir Stalwart. Hello.
Wow. Yeah, that was definitely, I did not see that coming either. Yeah, should have saw that, but I was too busy playing simple. Yeah, we'll call it that. That's what it was. So yeah, Sir Stalwart on Twitter, and run a Twitch channel as well, Stalwart Initiative, and we do games like this every week. For right now, that's all I'm doing is community games like this, set up like one shots, but it's a West Marches campaign. Usually do 1 or 2 of those games a week, and here every Wednesday for quite a while. And thanks, Kiana, again awesome DMing and loved it.
Mm.
Loved getting to play with you guys. TK, I think the last time I was supposed to play with you, the last month, that was, I ended up being forced to work that day, so I missed our last opportunity to play. And it's great meeting all you guys. Look forward to playing with you again in the future. And favorite part. Oh, that's tough. I think just envisioning in my head the hunk-driven joyride with the undead, the undead clerk, the oiled up hunks, Granny in her grand fashion, and us three crammed in there like what? I think that was I think that was a beautiful image I probably won't forget. So I wish I could draw. I wish I was an artist because
I think combined with Boot Lips just being like,
everything turned. It went from like, these guys are pretty cool, we're gonna get the job done, hooray, to they're gonna fucking kill me, I know it. They're gonna I'm getting stabbed, we're going into a bar, this is great. And then and worst, best case scenario, I'm gonna go back and get pitched at because I'm not completing the shit. But fantastic time. Thank you so much, Scrat and Kiana, for having me on again, and loved it. Amazing.
Always great. Always great having you, and I love Bootlip so much. Sweet summer child, Burb. Trying best. No, super great. I guess that kind of leaves me. Hi, I am Kenna. I was your Dungeon Master or your Lady of Pain for today. You can find me over on Twitter at KennaS, which is the best way to figure out what I'm doing because I'm all over the internet playing role-playing games almost every day of the week. I am the Dungeon Master for One Shot Wonders, so every Wednesday I'm here, same time slot. I'm over here also on Friday doing Adventures in the Wild Blue, which is our Lady Blackbird campaign. We are at a penultimate episode. It's going to be wild. Pirates and giant storms and betrayal all in one. All the drama. It's amazing. So definitely come back over here for that. And I'll also plug that on Saturday, I am doing not one, but 2 charity games over on Unmade Gaming, where we raise money for Extra Life. It's super awesome stuff. I'll be playing the first one at 10 a.m. Eastern, and I'll be GMing the second one, which is at 4 p.m. Eastern. So it's super fun stuff. Definitely check it out for a good cause. As for my favorite moment, I don't know. It's also good. Like just like all of them, like the scene, setting the scene of it was really funny. Like the scene of the pelican, or the scene of like, yes, death. We're just gonna walk. Doop-a-doop-a-doop. Nothing's wrong. But I thoroughly enjoyed being able to finally bring Shemeshka fully in, because she's a fun character. And you'll be seeing more of her, because she's great and she's very prevalent in PlaneScape. And now that Bootlip's kind of run away back home
on the lam,
things aren't going to be great.
We're gonna find you.
Yeah, someone's gonna find me in an alley.
Yeah, Lorenzo gave you a head start, but he's after you.
Yeah, just a wee bird. Can I make it fun?
This is just a small burb. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna kind of get a little more on the political side of PlaneScape and all of those fun games between powerful figures. What happens when adventurers get caught up into it. But yeah, let's move on to all the Academy stuff. Thank you again, everyone, for watching. Big thank you to my cast and to people in the chat. Of course, One Shot Wonders would not be so wonderful without you guys. So thank you again for being here as we play and have some fun exploring some new settings. Check out over on Twitter and on Discord our social stuff. Again, best way to kind of chat with us, get into games like these, and to kind of connect with the really awesome people that are within this community. We also have a YouTube to catch up on previous episodes as well. Again, full time. Thank you to everyone who has been supporting us, whether that's through subscribing or donating, or all sorts of, our merch store with cool, awesome, lovely little merch things to get that evoking emotions crushed into your life. as well as Patreon, where as little as $1 you can help support us and keep us going every month and get some cool content in return. Yes, and of course, a big thank you to our sponsors, Bird and Storm and Maitland Press, both really awesome people in the community who are supporting us. They do great content in terms of modules and supplements for D&D and other tabletop role-playing games, so definitely check them out. Lots of love to them. I think that's it. We are going to be rating OBB 190, who is one of our cast members on one of our other shows. So make sure to stick around in the chat and give her lots of love. I believe we have a raid war cry about doilies, possibly. I don't know. But put it on the Scrat hype, give us all the love, and we'll see you all around next week. And keep evoking emotions, everyone. Have a great one.